everyone.
Hey guys, so we have some very riveting and so exciting work to do today, and it's like going to be so invigorating. We're going to spread more dirt.
Yeah, just more and more dirt.
More and more dirt.
Our life is dirt right now.
So we went by and saw Mr. Jerry and picked up some more of his compost, and we got that loaded in the back of Savannah's truck. So we're going to work on getting our big Vego bed filled up, and we're going to be working on our areas on the backyard that still need a little bit more compost. So come join us with the fun. Okay, so this is our big Vego bed here. We added in our old logs, and this is wood that has been dead for a long, long time. So if you do this, you want to make sure that your wood is dead, because what will happen, you cover this up with dirt, it'll start coming back to life, and you definitely do not want that. So we have cardboard at the bottom, we have our big stacks of wood, and then we also have been putting some of our little bunny poop in here as well. So we're going to be taking our compost and putting it in here, and we'll probably fill it up, I'm thinking like to maybe right around here. And then the last part of it, we're going to be using off our finishing potting soil. So it'll be a little bit like fancier potting soil to go on the top there. Okay, so we've been shoveling dirt for a few minutes, and this is how far we've gotten so far. And that's how much we've used out of the truck. So it may take both scoops. Yeah, I think it's going to take both scoops. So this is what it looks like. This is huge, 32 inches.
But you know, it has plenty of room for all your roots.
Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, so here's what our dirt looks like. Very exciting and riveting, but these beds, they're very nice because you don't have to lean over, but they do take a lot of soil, so you have to definitely take that into consideration when getting these, but super excited about getting it done. Okay, so we are all finished filling up this bed. It took almost those big 2 scoops that we had gotten from our compost guy, but we ended up top dressing it with I think 4 or 5 bags of a raised bed garden mix. So that's going to be our top layer. So we're going to go and plant a little lilac that we picked up just a few minutes ago. So let's go plant that, and then we'll get back to our dirt. So just taking a little break right now. So when we were at Lowe's today, we picked up this really pretty lilac. So we don't have a lilac. Mary Faith has a little one in a pot, but it's very, very small. So we saw this one and we thought it was really, really pretty. It's by Monrovia, and it's called Miss Kim Korean Lilac, and it gets about 8 by 8. And these are the pretty blooms that it has on it. And it says it's very fragrant, and it will bloom in the spring. There's those little blossoms coming out on it. It was very dry and very root bound. Even when Savannah was carrying it out, the pot actually fell off of it because the roots are so tight. So it's got a very good root structure on it. We're going to add some Biotone, and we're going to kind of put it over here in this little woodland area that we're wanting to develop. So I think it's going to be really pretty addition. We'll have our figs over here. We'll have our Spring Grove Western Arborvitae over there, and it'll just be right behind our kitchen garden. So it'll be really pretty. And I love all the different trunks on it. It said it was deer resistant was what we looked up. So hopefully so. But it is very dry right now. We did go ahead and water it, but we're going to have to water this in really good. You can see it's kind of getting wilty. So we'll just get this planted. Savannah was so good on her hole that we're actually going to add some soil back into it. She's a good hole digger. But she did point out that we're going to have to keep this watered really well until it establishes, because there are a lot of roots around here, and it's going to be competing for water. And we know it's already a little bit water stressed already. And then I'm also going to add in some slow release fertilizer. That'll kind of help it get going as well. Just a little handful through here. This is activated with heat, so this won't start kicking in until the summertime, until it gets warm. But let's see. I think right about there looks good. Look at all this sandy soil that we have. So sandy, so it should drain really well. Hopefully we won't get all those bad, oh my goodness, bad rainstorms that we had last year, where we had so many of our plants to get root rot and die because we just sat underneath water for days and days and days. It rained for like 10 days, and then we sat underwater for like 2 weeks. So it was pretty bad. Okay. Oh yeah, I see that. That's okay. You were having a hard time with the roots. You did a good job, which what you had to work with because the roots were rough in here. Feels so good to be planting again, though, doesn't it?
Today's a nice day. It's probably mid 70s. I think we are finally calling for a day next week. We had a few we had a lot of Monrovia. They were just so gorgeous. And then our dirt.
Mr. Jerry.
Those composter.
It does. Okay, so she is all done. Throw that over there. I think it's going to look good right there. It's pretty. Okay, guys, so I forgot to show you when we first got started. So this is where we're adding some more of the compost. So this is the right side of the backyard, and then we're going to add some over to the cottage garden too. Just getting this all filled in. So it's looking very nice. This should be our last wheelbarrow load. So we started around 4 o'clock, and it's about 5:30 now. So that is how long it's taken us. Plus we planted a lilac in the middle. So we kind of gave ourselves a little break for there for a second. But Savannah's using our little broom here and getting the back of her truck cleaned out. We said next time we're going to use a tarp. And then she's also got the blower, so that'll be able to help get it all cleaned out as well. So this will be our last load, and it is going over here on this side of the cottage garden. This side over here is all done, and now that's just left to do is to put down our mulch. So that is looking nice and clean and tidy. Got all of this mulch compost put in here, looking really good. And this is our last section over here to finish up. Almost done. Okay, guys, so we got all of our compost laid down, all covered up here. So now all that's left to do is just do the mulch, but we are not doing the mulch today. Okay, guys, so I know this was like riveting content today that we were doing, putting down the dirt, but we just wanted to include you in the process of it so you could see what everything is looking like, because we are super excited about it.
Yes.
Savannah was going back and just looking at our June garden tour, and everything was
It
so
was so nice.
beautiful.
Well, because you start to forget what your flowers looked like after they've been asleep for so long during the winter. And I was looking back at the, what were they called? The Incrediballs. Because we were talking about them, how, we had planted them back here, and then sadly, some of them died during that hurricane. So I was like, I can't really remember what they looked like, so I needed to watch that video.
Yeah.
They were so pretty, though.
So go back and watch our June garden tour if you want to see what we're talking about, because it was so beautiful. And so we can't wait for this year to see what everything's going to look like. So thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a chance to get in your gardens today.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.